Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we're diving into one of nature's most spectacular and, let's be honest, briefest performances, America's cherry blossom season. It's this incredible event that captivates millions, and in this explainer, we're going to help you find your absolute perfect viewing experience.
So I want you to do something for me. Just for a second, what does the arrival of spring really look like to you? Is it a certain color, a feeling? Well, for so many of us, it's a very specific, beautiful sight. It's this unbelievable explosion of soft pink and white petals that just transforms entire cityscapes. But here's the catch, and it's a big one. It only lasts for about 2 weeks. That's it. And that fleeting beauty is exactly what makes it so incredibly special.
So how do you find the right experience for you? Well, today we're going to cover it all. We'll look at the iconic festivals if you love a good crowd, the enchanting gardens for anyone seeking a little peace, and of course the most picture-perfect backdrops for all you photographers out there. And then we'll wrap it all up to help you plan that perfect trip. You know, every single year, usually from late March to early April, these gorgeous trees, especially the famous white Yoshino and pink Kwanzan varieties, just burst into bloom. For millions of people, this is the moment spring has truly arrived.
All right, let's say you're the kind of person who just loves the energy of a big crowd, a huge celebration with lots going on. If that's you, there are 2 spots in the U.S. that need to be at the very top of your list. And of course, we have to start in Washington, D.C. I mean, the National Cherry Blossom Festival isn't just about looking at pretty flowers. It is a massive, citywide event that's completely steeped in history and international friendship.
And the story behind it is pretty amazing. It all started way back in 1912, when Japan gifted over 3,000 cherry trees to the United States as this powerful symbol of friendship. Then, fast forward to 1935, they held the first small festival. And today, it's grown into a month-long international celebration.
And believe me, this is not some small local thing. We're talking about a massive parade with huge floats and marching bands, a giant kite festival, spectacular fireworks over the water, and incredible Japanese cultural exhibits, all centered around the absolutely iconic tidal basin.
Okay, but what if you're looking for a totally different festival vibe? Well, let's head south to a city that makes a very bold claim, the cherry blossom capital of the world.
And we're talking about Macon, Georgia. Look, DC's 3,000 trees are historic, they're amazing. But Macon has this many. Over 350,000 Yoshino cherry trees. It's just a whole other level. So it really comes down to the kind of vibe you're after. DC is grand, it's historic, it's this huge symbolic international event. Macon, on the other hand, is all about that staggering number of trees, all wrapped up in a festival that's just full of Southern charm, amazing food, and tons of fun.
All right, maybe huge festivals just aren't your jam, and that's totally cool. If you're looking for something a bit more serene, a little more curated, then a botanical garden is definitely where you want to be.
And you can find these peaceful escapes all over the country. You've got the Brooklyn Botanic Garden with its own lively cultural festival. In Philly, you can see the blossoms framing a beautiful traditional Japanese house. St. Louis has this unique view of cherry trees near a futuristic rainforest dome, and San Francisco is home to the oldest public Japanese garden in the entire country.
So, let's zoom in on that Brooklyn event, the Sakura Matsuri. It's not just about strolling past the garden's 200-plus trees. It's this really immersive celebration of Japanese culture with live music, dance performances, workshops. It's like a festival inside a garden, the best of both worlds.
Okay, so maybe you're not after the big festival or the quiet garden. Maybe for you, it is all about capturing that one perfect photo. It's about finding a unique setting where the blossoms are just one part of a totally stunning scene. And if that's you, there's a place you absolutely have to see. The Quad at the University of Washington. Seriously, the way the historic, Gothic-style buildings frame these perfectly aligned rows of cherry trees, it creates a shot that is just wow, breathtaking. It's where architecture and nature just perfectly collide. And for something truly unexpected, you gotta head to Nashville's Centennial Park. Here, cherry trees are blooming right next to a full-scale replica of the Greek Parthenon. Yeah, you heard me right. As one source put it, the mix of history and colorful blossoms offers a memorable experience. No kidding. So whether it's ancient Greek columns or Gothic university buildings, getting that perfect shot is all about making the most of these unique backdrops. So how do you do it? How do you get that photo that makes everyone go, whoa? All right, here are a few tips from the pros. First, timing is everything. You want to shoot during the golden hour. That's right after sunrise or just before sunset for that beautiful, soft light. Second, play with your angles. Get low, shoot up, get high, shoot down, create some depth, and finally, use a tripod. It'll keep your images super sharp, especially in that gorgeous low light.
Okay, we've seen the giant festivals, we've walked through the quiet gardens, and we've scouted out those picture-perfect backdrops. Now, let's bring it all home and figure out how you can actually plan your own perfect trip.
This is it, the #1 question, right? The bloom is famously tricky to predict. It changes every single year depending on the weather. So what's the general rule of thumb?
Across most of the U.S., that's your magic window. Late March to early April is when you'll typically see the peak bloom. But, and I can't stress this enough, you have to check the local bloom forecasts for your specific destination before you book a single thing. Seriously.
So let's break it down into a super simple 3-step guide. First, choose your vibe. Are you a festival person, a garden person, or a scenery person? Second, once you've picked your spot, start tracking its local peak bloom forecast online. And third, a little pro tip, if you want to avoid the massive crowds, go on a weekday or get there super early in the morning.
You know, from a powerful symbol of friendship in the nation's capital to a peaceful garden path in San Francisco, the American cherry blossom experience is so incredibly diverse. So really, the only question left is, where will your search for spring begin?